Number 3 seed, Ciminelli, will take on Rash, who is advanced. Barbasol PBA Tournament of Champions rolls on. The number 3 seed, Randy, has opted to begin here.
That's got to be based on ball reaction per lane. And obviously, he likes the right lane a little bit better than the left lane.
It'll be interesting to see Scott Norton. His look on the lane wasn't all that great, but he throws the ball a lot straighter than Ciminelli. Maybe with Ciminelli opening up the lane, he'll have a better shot on the left-hand side. That ball just crept just a little bit high. Left the 4. Excuse me, the 6-pin.
Two-time PBA Tour titleist picks up the spare. Rash moving along now. Pair of majors for Rash, looking for his 3rd here today at Woodland Bowl. PBA Player of the Year, he earned that honor in the 2011-12 season.
Ball of choice and the way he's playing the lanes, his ball reaction is very smooth.
Yeah, it's a very, very good look. I was sitting right behind him in that opening match, and the ball reaction is very smooth. He's very comfortable. This is a moment where he is in his element.
Marshall Holman on that list of multiple Tournament of Champions winners.
It's back when the balls were square.
No lignum vitae in that bag. Rash on the strike, 2nd frame. 6 round 10 messenger, yeah!
Oh my gosh. That's a strange messenger ringing 10.
Yeah, that's a ringing 10 that gets taken out. Something we didn't see back in our day, Marshall. It was a ringing 10 all the way. And,
yeah.
And that's why you put power and speed on a bowling ball.
And your Barbasol close shave of the day as the head pin. Double blades, the 10-pin for a strike. Ciminelli on the right lane. 10 back.
Ryan Ciminelli telling us yesterday that he did a lot of hard work not too long ago with Mike Jasnow in Reno. Spent some time in Reno last summer and basically changed his 1st and 2nd step to try to decrease the muscle in his swing. Did a lot of work mentally as well.
That's something I never had to worry about, was muscle in the swing.
Ryan calls himself a different player completely. 3rd frame now, working on the strike.
Oh, go, 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 go.
6-8 split.
Well, he didn't like it off his hand. You could hear him say, go, go, go. He knew that ball was going to creep in high, and really he pays the ultimate price for a shot that wasn't terrible. It was just a little bit wrong off his hand.
Open frame for Ciminelli.
You know, Marshall, one of the things that I was real excited about when I found out that you'd be in the booth with us, and then I saw who made the telecast, was having a discussion with you about multiple left-handers on the show. And it just seems to me that when you get more than one lefty on, a lot of things kind of happen on their side of the lane, and it almost looks at times that they're really not prepared for it.
Yeah, well, it's unusual to have more than one, and we have 3 this week as we see Rash, he's very comfortable right now. He's at the front 3. He did exactly what he needed to do. Ciminelli gives him an opening. He steps right into it and increases his lead by another 10 pins. But yeah, there's more carry down on the left-hand side of the lane with 3 lefties, and it will be interesting to see what happens, and especially as we get to our title match, you know, with Rhino Page waiting to bowl that 1 game for the Barbasol Championship.
Kimberly Pressler is with Scott Norton.
Thanks, Mike. So, Scott, you were having an issue with the corner pins on both lanes. How do you think the lanes are playing right now?
Well, I had a little more problem, I think, on the right lane than Ryan might, because it looks like the left lane's being a little tricky for him. Right lane just seemed a little bit wet dry. Got up in the 10th with an opportunity ball in hand to win the match, and I threw it great, and that's really all you can do. And I just want to thank the guys at EBI, Columbia Track Hammer, for making the best brands in bowling, and to Vice Inserts, and to my husband Craig for coming out and watching me bowl one game.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Scott. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Well, you heard him mention right there that just in the one game and practice, right lane got cliffed. That's what they term wet dry now. And the left lane was a little suspect. And again, it just seems like it's kind of hard to understand for the novices that are watching in as to how quickly the lanes can transition.
Well, the bowling balls are so strong, and they just take the oil from the front and they throw it down the back of the lane. You can see with this colored oil, you can see how it dissipates in the front, and it heads on back towards the pins.
Ciminelli trails by 42, fifth frame, can cut into that lead. Mixing strike, blasts the 6 out of it.
He's a strong player.
I tell you what, I really like the changes he's made. I mean, that's about as clean as I've ever seen his footwork go into the foul line.
Sean Rash has the front 4. He became the 23rd player in PBA history to roll a perfect game on television at the Summer Swing at the 2014 PBA Wolf Open. He's got a 32-pin lead, fifth frame. Can extend it with a strike.
You know, on the right side of the lane, Marshall, when the lanes break down or you're following a power player, you know what to do. You just got to move inside of where that power player was to try to find the oil line again. And, you know, Sean Rash has pretty much got the right side of the lane to himself right now. Belmonte hasn't touched the lane since practice. And right now, Sean Rash has got a pretty nice blueprint to the pocket.
Yeah, with every strike he throws, it really does become a little easier.
That's my kid.
As we mentioned, Kaylee never too far behind as Sarah Rash and Mom Diana enjoying the moment.
He knows his little girl.
Plus 42 can really step on the gas here, sixth frame. Down goes the gas pedal. Sean Rash, six-pack out of the gate. And a commanding lead against Ryan Ciminelli. The winner gets Jason Belmonte in the semifinal. More of our match when we return to the Barbasol Tournament of Champions. Super Tuesday presented by Cree LED Lighting at 7. The pursuit of perfection continues for Kentucky as John Calipari's Cats battle the upset-minded Vols. Number 1 Kentucky, Tennessee at 7. Then Michigan State, Michigan Tuesday on ESPN, part of Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
Yeah, Kentucky 25 in a row, I believe.
And
yeah,
can they go all the way? A lot of attention there, and our attention now on Ryan Ciminelli, double working. He needs to throw the rest of these strikes in this game.
Yeah, for any chance.
Ooh, 7-pin.
Oh, that was good.
Yes, it was.
Powerful kid. Wow. He's got a great lower body, a lot of strength. But I still like what he's doing. I think it's the cleanest I've ever seen it out of his hand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Approach looks solid. And you know, Marshall, as you know, it takes a lot for a player to go through a major change and then use it in competition and then trust it.
Sure, because it's easy to fall back into what feels comfortable, and what feels comfortable is that's what he was trying to change, and done a good job.
Ryan Ciminelli's arsenal, he's got the Diva Divine. The hook rating is on a maximum hook scale of 10, so he's got the strongest ball in his bag. 7th frame.
Apparently that's the wrong ball, because those were aced.
Chelsea, Ciminelli, and Angelo, wife and pop here. Family support always a part of the Ciminelli bowling experience.
Yeah, it's got to be tough for them. You know, the game happens so fast, and you know, leaves a 6-8 in the 3rd frame, and Rash has got all these strikes, and there's not enough time to catch up.
Yeah, and you just heard him say, apparently it's the wrong ball because I just aced the last 2 shots. And anytime you do that in today's game, you ace the shot and you leave a ringing 7 for a left-hander or a ringing 10 for a right-hander, the ball's not going through the pins the correct way.
Rash has got a big lead in the front 6, looking to advance into a semifinal with Jason Belmonte, 7th frame.
Oh, God.
Look good, Randy. What did you see? Marshall?
Looked like he got it in, but there's plenty of oil in the middle part of the lane, and it held.
Yeah, he didn't like it at all off his hand.
I'll regroup.
Sure looked
I got a re-rack,
good on
please.
the back end, and Sean's going to take a re-rack.
I think he pulled it, but he also came over the top for a little bit, so the ball went longer through the heads. Looked great at the back end. If he hadn't said anything, everybody would have thought it was a great shot.
Exactly.
So Rash liked it. Great packed house here at Woodland Bowl. Newly renovated, $3.5 million renovation. This great bowling facility, even greater. Now Rash front 7.
Has he ever had a 300 on TV?
Yes, he has. He had the 23rd. Real close. 8-bagger for Rash.
Interesting that Sean Rash had the 23rd televised 300 game. The 24th televised 300 game was by Ronnie Russell against Sean Rash.
Columbia 300 fun fact, 27 of the first 28 PBA Tournament of Champions events were won by players who are currently members of the Hall of Fame. Strike for Ciminelli.
Well, he made a ball change, and again, Marshall, I think you make a great point in that it's so fast, and you got to come out of the gate with conviction as to what ball you're going to throw, where you're going to stand, and where you're going to look.
Absolutely. The guy who wins the match always has a little bit of an edge on the guy coming out, getting ready to bowl. Although you want to qualify as high as possible.
Strike for Ciminelli. Couple things on our agenda. Rash and a potential round number and a dynamite semifinal.
Well, I think it's the semifinal us bowling fans have been waiting for. Sean Rash against Jason Belmonte. I mean, they've got a history, and we'll get into that a little bit more after Sean throws this next shot.
No one has ever thrown 2 perfect games on television. 9th frame. Wes Malott did it in a non-title event, but Sean Rash has got the front 9.
And Mrs. Rash is having a very good time. As well she should.
The match is in hand. Rash will finish first. Marshall, what's that thought when you get that 9-bagger?
Well, he's just trying to control his body so that he can just continue to do what he's done. You know, you don't change anything. He's got 9 strikes in a row. He's very well lined up. He's comfortable. He knows exactly what to do. So just, come on, body, just do what you know how to do.
And we'll get a reset.
And he does that frequently.
I guess if I didn't use rosin, I wouldn't get my eyes. All right, regroup.
Let's put the rosin on the ball in your hand.
Agreed.
Rosin in the right place, ball in hand, 10th frame, front 9.
Oh, hook a lot.
Can opener for 10!
To say that he has a little bit of area would be an understatement. But as a bowler, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the right ball in your hand to optimize how much you can miss on the lane left and right and still get away with it, because you're not going to split the board every time.
A little friction to the right. Nothing wrong with that.
Sean Rash can join Jack Biondollilo, the first to ever throw a perfect game on television.
If I'm Jason Belmonte, I'm rooting for Sean Rash to go 300 because
Absolutely.
it's hard. It's hard to come back down to earth after you do
Absolutely.
something extraordinary.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Biondollilo did it in the Tournament of Champions. Now Rash can match the feat and get 2 perfect games on television. He's looking for the 23rd and the 25th. Match in hand, he will face Belmonte. Sean Rash has 1 ball and a date with history.
Well, I would certainly have to say he will do it.
PBA Tournament of Champions. 25th televised, perfect game. First bowler ever to do it twice.
Just need 2 more games, baby. Just need 2 more games. That's all. I'm starting to pay my mortgage off with these numbers.
12 strikes in a row, 300 for Sean Rash. And a $10,000 bonus and advancing to the semifinal with Belmonte. Do not leave. We're coming back to Indy.